What a beautiful day today. Dry, cool, sunshine and birds flying around. Deer, snakes getting out, getting warmed up after a cold night. I think it got down to 55. Went and had a nice little snack this morning. I've been partying all day. I got a new tripod in its way. I got part of it yesterday. It's the biggest, heaviest tripod Gitzo ever made. These French, they got this shit down on these tripods. This was $100. It's a centerpiece. Gotta have it, man. It's engineered to fit. I like this old school shit. Now, of course, these Gitzos, that's a Shackler right there. That's like a $2,500 tripod, believe it or not. I don't use it that much. It has a fluid head. But this is one you use like if you don't want any vibration from the wind. I mean, if you're looking through a telescope, I plan on getting into that more this winter. Photography, videography with a telescope. And you just get the slightest bit of wind. You wouldn't believe it, but it just distorts the whole image. That's why I ordered. I've got about 7 or 8 of them. I think they're the best Gitzo. Hey, Larry, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, I bought that one right there because for a while I was thinking about doing some documentaries, and then I just said, fuck it. Didn't really interest me that much. I don't do anything for like, just prove to myself I can do it. If it's not fun, fuck it. But I just got this new Gitzo I ordered. I haven't got the tripod part, but I got the centerpiece. Those fucking things were $1,900 25 years ago. I got this one used, and used it doesn't matter because they're bulletproof. With the centerpiece and the tripod 400, you can't beat it. I got a lot of Gitzo tripods. Because like I'm going to go rent a room at the Chicago O'Hare Airport and watch planes for a couple days during the holidays. It's expensive as hell, man. It's like fucking, well, not bad, $350 a night just to watch planes, but fuck it. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to go up to Michigan, do some winter photography. Just be kicking it, you know what? Just be rocking it. That's my bug killer right there. I use it for only red ants. They're such a pain in the ass. You don't see them around here like you see them most places because I'm on their ass constantly. You know, they bite Marty's grandkids when they come over. Just a pain in the ass. It's a beautiful day today. Cops are sitting out hidden in the weeds. Just rocking it, kicking it. It's the bluest sky today. Read about Lehigh scattering. That's why the sky is blue. It's pretty interesting, actually. It's dry, really dry. See, I cut the grass yesterday. It's as short as you can cut it. I wasn't planning on cutting the grass this low here, but I did it because yeah, I got a bunch of tripods. Gitzo, get a Gitzo if you want a good one. Gitzo, get it used. I learned down here, first of all, you want to keep the, good morning, Jeff. You want to keep the, the venomous snakes are a slight concern, but you don't want to be like stepping on them when you're going to your car. And this really reduces that, a lot of open space. But the real reason I did it, believe it or not, they've got these field mice down here. They're really more of a rat. They're big. And they will take over an area. And what'll happen, like in a lot of climates, as soon as the weather gets cool, they'll try and get inside. And I had one get in my garage before I moved in here, and it fucked up a bunch of clothes and blankets and shit. And I realized when I was cutting the grass, you see them all over. Like you might see 50 of them trying to get the hell out of the way of the mower while you're cutting. I thought, I don't want these damn things getting in here. So that's why I keep the grass cut. I was going to let it grow naturally, and I did like the idea of that with regard to wild flowers and stuff. But when it comes to insects, these field mice and venomous snakes, it's just, this is the way to go. I do Marty's side too. Takes 4.5 hours. And pretty much everybody cuts their grass like this down here. Looks like carpet. It's all like really low. Yeah, no, yeah, they'll take over. Yep. That's what got me to quit hunting. When I was a teenager, I got hired to shoot groundhogs for farmers, for 22. And, they dig these holes, they fuck up their tractors and cause problems in the barn. So I got paid $1 a piece. This was like back in the 60s. Actually, like I was like really young. And I caught 3 of them in the spring sleeping on a log. It was a warm spring day. And I shot all 3 of them, which I was getting paid to do, but it bothered me. And that was the end of my hunting days right then and there. I never hunted again. I came from like a lower blue class area. We killed everything as kids. BB guns. God damn it. I'm surprised there's any birds left in Michigan where I grew up. We were all like that too. We were always shooting birds. We'd skip days of school and throw bread out the window and shoot them with 22 acorns. We'd have a whole damn garbage bag full of them at the end of the day. Yeah, trap it and take it somewhere. Let it go in a Walmart. Yeah, they'll dig like huge holes. But I don't do any of that kind of crap anymore. I remember my mom one time tearing out a section of Deer Abbey, and it was this mother had sent in a thing to Deer Abbey thinking that her kid was going to be a serial killer because he was shooting birds with a BB gun. And she tore it out and showed it to me. And I give old Deer Abbey credit back then. She wrote around where I grew up, that was just the culture. I mean, all the guys I knew, we were always doing this shit. And I remember Deer Abbey wrote back and said that perhaps some counseling was in order because, why would someone want to shoot innocent birds? I just blew it off back then. Yeah, they eat the heads because the brain's high in protein. Peregrine falcons do that too. When I lived in that high rise in Chicago, they'd find dead pigeons on the top of the building all the time. And that's why those peregrine falcons would eat them and then eat their brains. Believe it or not, the Kirkland warbler, which was for a while one of the world's rarest warblers up in Michigan, the federal government and the state government both did a lot of research. And they learned through that research with cameras in the bird boxes that red squirrels were killing a lot of baby birds. And they were eating the brains for protein. I knew you never thought of squirrels with regard to eating meat, but they do. And I know too, another study they did one time on bobcats up in Michigan, the northern Michigan where I lived. And they set trail cams all up and studied them for a few years. And they could not believe how many fawns that bobcats were eating in the spring. Hey, Rob. Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm the same way, Jeff. Yeah. I mean, these lunatics down here kill all the venomous snakes, which is a crime, by the way. It's against the law. But you're never going to legislate and convince these hillbillies that snakes are, you know, a staple to the environment. Oh, good for you. You having a good time there, Rob? What are they getting for a blowjob there? Bali. I was on a cruise ship one time, and all the workers were from Bali. I remember I didn't even know where the hell it was. I'd never heard of it. That's where they get that. That's where they used to get that slave labor for the cruise ships. You know, that's another political thing too. They get all this shit twisted around where, they find places in the world where you can still essentially have indentured servants. Oh, cool. Are you getting any good food there? Did you get that email I sent you about that famous pool player dying? Oh, that's cool. Massagey here. Take some photos of out the window of your hotel room. Yeah, I think it'd be cool too. Yeah, having a servant. Oh, dried beef. Oh, okay. It's like Massagey hair. Massagey hair. Oh, really? Oh, I figured you probably knew him. Yeah. Yeah, I'd have a couple servants. Look at that bee. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that'd be. I'd like to have a couple servants. I mean, we were taught that slavery's terrible. It was you shouldn't have done it, which I think in general is probably true. But when they abolished slavery, there were a lot of slaves that didn't want to leave. They liked where they lived. They didn't consider it bad at all. Yeah, I never really ran into too many Jamaican women I was attracted to. All the ones I knew just had a big ass. I'm sure there's some out there. Same with those Brazilian women. A lot of them are like got big asses. That Caribbean bullshit really isn't interesting to me, really, though. I don't like all that, like, reggae shit playing and fucking dope smoking. Fuck that. I don't like that music that much either. Oh, hot and young? All right. You should have told your wife to go shopping. Banged one out. I had an old Jewish lady tell me when I was young that horror houses saved more marriages than they ever broke up. Didn't make any sense then, but it does now. I told you I went out to that chicken ranch out in Paul Rump, Nevada. I would have had no problem going, but to be honest with you, when they bring the girls out, I didn't really find any of them attractive. They all looked too like seasoned, old. And I ended up talking to the security guard the whole time. I took a flight instructor out there and a nephew that had just gotten out of drug rehab. Bought them both blowjobs. Oh, cool. Yeah, send me some pictures. Oh, send me pictures of just like a typical street scene. How was the plane ride over there? Yeah, I like being alone. But I honestly, I would have to say, and this could be totally wrong, but between what I've read, what I've experienced, my own mental health struggles, I think when you're alone as much as I am, I think you got a fucking screw loose. Yeah, it's some kind of mental illness. It's not normal. You know, and in this day and age, I mean, I'd love to tell you like slavery's bad, and, male dominated behavior is bad, and things should be equal. I mean, that's kind of what's happened in the United States. I mean, the women have kind of taken the attitude of the men. Now it's all 50-50 fucking horse shit. I mean, honest to God, if I had it my way, I mean, no bullshit. None of this politically correct stuff. In my dream of dreams, my world to world, I'd like to just be like here right now and ring up my maid and tell her to get over here and suck this big fucking cock. Now that may be sound terrible to you, but I fucking do. I fucking wish it was like that. I'd be nice to her. I'd buy her a fucking Starbucks $50 gift certificate, and I wouldn't like, you know, why the fuck wouldn't you be nice to her? I mean, but that's the way I'd like it if I could. I really would. I think it'd be great. Just to fucking do that whenever you wanted, minus the bullshit. God, it'd be so awesome. I'd pay for it too. That's another thing that same old Jewish lady told me. She said, paying for sex is the cheapest it's ever going to get. I thought, God, man, how can that be? You know, they want like $400 for a good looking one. Well, I get it now. If you had any assets and you were like my age and you got divorced and you did the math, I bet blowjobs are like fucking 21,000 each or something. By the time you settle up for all the shit you collected over a lifetime, it'd be like 21 grand or some shit. Oh, good for you. Oh, that's awesome. I like Canada. Canada's a good state, good country. I love Ontario. I used to have like these dreams of living over there. I could have been Mark Kropka's neighbor. Yeah, that's cool. Just think now, Rob, you can point those places out in the map. You don't need to be watching Jeopardy now and thinking to yourself, where in the fuck is that at? Oh, no shit. That's cool. That sounds like the Michigan Avenue stroll. Walked a few miles along the beach and saw two sets of people fucking. Now, that's my idea of a day at the beach. That is awesome. Hang on, I'm going to get a bottle of water here. I just party on, man. Sitting on my couch, not doing shit, fucking around, rocking the jizzo. Yeah, I got a bottle of water. Probably get fucking dick cancer from drinking this. Oh, 111, wow. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Yeah, but I'll tell you, all that nude shit when you see it like that, it's not ever any good. It isn't like, you walked in on the Brigham Young cheerleading team. Nudist camps, swingers clubs, all that shit. It's not what you're thinking. One 11 a.m. That sounds like a cool place, though. They're not all freaking out. I mean, that's a felony. You'd be on the sex offenders list. You got caught doing that in the States. They'd make the biggest fucking deal out of it in the world. There was a Jewish lady that got caught banging herself with a vibrator on Tybee Island. It's a video on YouTube. And, you could tell, who knows what was going on. You don't know what's going on in people's lives. And she ended up getting arrested. Evidently some family complained. That's how it went down. And you could tell she was drinking. I mean, man, who knows? You just don't know what's going on in people's mind. And I got the impression through at least the interview I saw on YouTube that she was just having a tough time of her life. Didn't think anybody could see that far. And they did. And she ended up getting arrested over that. She committed suicide over that. Did you know that? She killed herself. And I just felt fucking terrible about it. Yeah. Yeah, she did, man. I thought it just really bothered me about that. Yeah. Look it up. You'll see my enemies saw it. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's fucked up. I know that, but it isn't like how it would seem if you read it in a clip, in an article, in a newspaper. It's like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with this lady? Out there masturbating on a beach, kids around. It wasn't like that. You could tell she was obviously, sad. She was obviously, I think she had just gotten divorced or something, or laid off, or, drinking, fucked up. Yeah, I felt bad about it. And there's a perfect example, if you haven't seen that video, is to shut the fuck up when the cops come. You tell them you're not telling them anything. Give them your ID and do not fill in the blanks. Do not dot the I and cross the T. They came up to me and said, Mr. Reed, well, they wouldn't know my name, presumably, but they might if they watched my YouTube chats. It's Mr. Reed, we have a report of you jacking off on a beach in Hilton Head. I said, well, here's my ID, and I'm not telling you anything. I'm not even going to tell you I'm at this fucking beach right now. That's what you do. You shut the fuck up. She buried herself, painted herself into a corner. Had it not been for her fucking talking, they'd have had a tough time prosecuting her based on what that family said. It was their word against hers. I see this all the fucking time. There's a Harvard professor. I emailed back and forth with him about something one time. Really nice guy. I think he went to Virginia's law school. It's got like a gazillion views. He's a really entertaining, charismatic guy. But listen to his lecture about the right to remain silent and actually doing it. It's excellent. If you can't find it, I'll find it for you. It's a Harvard professor talking about the right to remain silent. He fucking spells it out perfectly. Do not tell these fucking cops anything, ever. Nothing. It's uncomfortable, too, because, this has been upheld all the way to the Supreme Court, where cops are able to lie to get you to tell the truth. So then that's exactly what they'll do. They'll come up, it's like, hey, Tom, how you doing? Boy, it's a sunny day there. Fucking Crawfordville, huh? Blue skies, yeah. It's like, yeah. It's like, we got a report that you were jacking off on your couch out front. It's like, oh, you did, huh? It's like, yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. If I was out in the middle of nowhere where I didn't think anybody was watching me, I'd probably be jacking off on this couch every hour of every day. This is how they soften you up, set you up. We just wanted to, talk to you about it and, just see if this was an isolated incident. Were you jacking off? It's like, yeah, well, out come the handcuffs. You're fucked. And don't lie either, because just in case some motherfucker had a camera, that's another charge that they get people to plead guilty to all the time. And you're fucked. It's providing false information to a law enforcement officer. They get people to plead to that all the fucking time. They beat the original charge, but they fucking nail them for lying. Yeah, I don't answer questions. That's exactly right. But they'll turn up the burner, make it feel real uncomfortable. It's like, look, we can just resolve this now, take a couple minutes. We understand things like this happen. Fuck no. I don't answer questions. Fucking stick to it. You're not there to win a popularity contest. You're there to save your fucking ass. Yeah, he talks super fast. Yeah, he does. He really knows his shit. Yeah, he's a super smart guy. Fuck yeah. Just like he says, you don't cooperate and they give you a big hug and say, thanks for being honest. We're going to let you go. Yeah. Doesn't work that way. Yeah, he's a smart guy. No, never say anything. Yep. Yeah, no fucking way, man. And they'll make you feel really uncomfortable. They'll be like acting like they're gonna beat your fucking ass with a fucking police baton or fucking pepper spray, or their hand will be on their gun. They'll do every fucking thing they can to get you to crack. Don't admit anything ever. I mean, there's fuckers all over the world in prison and jail and every other fucking place that wouldn't be if they'd have kept their fucking mouth shut. I'll tell you who would have stood a chance of beating it, and I still say the charges against that motherfucker were fringe, is that Holtzclaw. That's on YouTube too. Holtzclaw. He went to the same college I went to for killing these prostitutes, man. I think that's a bunch of fucking shaky bullshit. But there's a motherfucker who'd still probably be a police officer who kept his goddamn mouth shut. I don't believe that motherfucker was killing those hookers. I don't. I just don't fucking believe it. You're riding around in a police car, pulling people over and fucking killing them and think you're going to get away with it. And then to be, the Asian looking guy, half Asian, yep. Holtzclaw, Holtzclaw, yeah. I think, there's some pretty good organizations going to bat for him and raising money, but that motherfucker got fucking 2,000 years. And the people that testified against him, I'm not saying it's okay to rape hookers. It's not. That's not the point. But man, the people testifying against him were like the lowest of the fucking low. He should have just shut his fucking ass up. Yeah, keep your mouth shut. Yep, the Asian looking guy, that's it. But I thought that was, maybe he did, but it just certainly didn't seem like a fucking, airtight case. Fuck. How long do you think you're going to be driving around in your fucking patrol car murdering fucking hookers? See, but that's one of the aspects they got him on. That's where the whole house of cards started to collapse. He's admitting to fucking pulling people over on his own time and not logging it into whatever the fuck they're supposed to log it into, which makes you wonder, which kind of makes me think that he did. But how long do you expect to be killing hookers in a fucking patrol car? That's what didn't make sense. Is this guy that fucking crazy? Just didn't add up. Yeah. He was a fucking beast of a football player, too. That fucker was good. Linebacker. He actually had some tryouts with pro teams. Yeah, it was something like fucking Fringe, you know what I mean? But killing these women or raping them, not killing them, yeah, raping them. That's what it was, raping them. Well, you know, with those interviews I did with those girls down in Magnificent Mile, they tell me the shit that those cops would do, and they had like fucking zero reason to lie about it. I mean, they told me worse shit that you would expect somebody to lie about. Why would they lie about what these cops did with them? There's no motive. It didn't make any sense. It's not like I wasn't going to tell anybody or upload a video about it, but I believed him. Allie talked about that. When they picked her up, they fucking talked down to her and demeaned her and shit. I believe that 100%. And so did that Penny, and so did Angel. Yeah, big old steroider. If you remember in that interview, too, she was fucking with him about being on steroids. His dad was a cop there, too. But yeah, I thought that evidence they had against him was like mixed. And you know, why isn't this fucker's like sperm and shit in a rape kit, you know, connecting the dots like that? They didn't have any of that shit. Yeah, it's fucking Fringe, man. I can remember like in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, I thought so too, yeah. In the 60s and 70s, 80s, part of it. You know, these motherfuckers are like getting off of these fucking killings, and you're thinking, I know this motherfucker did this. Casey Anthony, fucking O.J. Simpson, you know these motherfuckers did that shit. And they get some lawyer to twist all this shit around, catch a fucking cop lying, and they get fucking acquitted, and you know these fuckers are killers. But it seems like in the last 15, 20 years, I think that Scott Peterson shit, other than lying about a girlfriend, was shaky. I mean, they're sending these motherfuckers away and not even finding the body anymore, which was impossible 30 years ago. And I've learned one thing through watching these fucking murder things where these guys get fucking 2,000 fucking year sentences. What fucks you the most is not crime scene evidence, because half the time they don't have any. What fucks you the most is your dead wife's girlfriends that didn't like you. They go in there, and I don't know whether they're telling the truth or lying, but whatever they're saying, they fucking eat that shit up as like it's 100% gospel. I mean, I always thought like, hey, Stephanie, like you get a motherfucker like me. Like, let's say, for an example, my estranged wife, before I was divorced, came up murdered. Can you imagine them getting a motherfucker like me charging me? I mean, they would be like 80% set for a conviction as soon as they brought my wife's girlfriends in. It's like, yeah, sure, he used to tell us this motherfucker was always wanting blowjobs, always threesomes. He was renting porn all the time. You know, he had a really volatile temper. You know, he was always talking about fucking escorts and blowjobs. That's all he ever fucking talked about. And how if his wife didn't like it, she could leave. And this guy's a real motherfucker. Yeah. And you know, he watched porn. Even after getting married, he watched porn. Like he's trying to get Sherry. She was so sweet. She didn't want to watch porn, but she did. They would burn my... Yeah, fuck yeah. That's exactly right. Fucking Michelle and Tribbles to testify. Fucking bingo. That's exactly right. I need to get fucking Stephanie to come in there and rebut that shit. Fuck yeah, that's exactly right. Michelle would have her hair done. Yeah, get her fucking goddamn teeth whitened. Fucking Tribbles would get that chipped tooth fixed. The fucking that rat's nest hairdo combed out, a brand new dress. She'd come in there, they'd bury my fucking ass. Absolutely right. Fuck yeah. Then they'd subpoena, like, you know, my fucking, before they banned it, porn, like, purchases, they get a hold of my fucking cell phone. It's like, fuck. Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, it's like, well, we subpoenaed his cell phone records and we're going to need like another fucking month. This fucker has watched like 2 trillion fucking porno movies after he got married, ladies and gentlemen. After. He didn't even have enough respect to curb his porn addiction before he killed poor Sherry. Yeah, I'm sitting there, fuck, man. God damn. Yeah, Bobbles. Yeah, 4 hour testimony. Yeah, fuck yeah. Absolutely right. Yeah, she'd go to fucking get goddamn liposuction. Fucking get her fucking face resculpted, a hairdo, quit smoking. Yeah, she'd come on there, 4 hour fucking deposition. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be so fucked. Believe me, I've thought about this before. I mean, they could have like fucking zero evidence, man. No crime scene. You know, my fucking cell phone wasn't turned off when they found her floating in a marina, all that fucking shit. But when they went into my, like, they get my old YouTube lives, like, look at this guy, he just has no respect for women. You know, it's all he's talking about. It's jacking off porn, $400 blowjobs. He just said on a chat last week that he wished it was like the old days, that even though he's against slavery, deep down in his heart of hearts, he said it. Here it is. We'll play it for you. That he wishes he had a female slave right now. And his exact words were, get over here and suck my cock. Yeah, this guy is a motherfucker, man. He took poor Sherry and just fucking ruined her life. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, he ain't fucking shitting, man. And then I'd bring Marty in. Marty and Stephanie would be my own witnesses. It's like Marty, that southern drawl. It's like, I can just say this, Tom. Whenever we needed, he went and picked up my wife in Hilton Head. He fed the tortoises and the lovebirds, and he always did a good job. I never worried about my pets when Tom took care of them. That'd be it. And then they'd have Stephanie. Stephanie would say, yeah, Tom is like the most honest guy I know. Yeah, he just said it, but he was harmless. He would never murder anybody. Yeah, he did watch a lot of porn. He did, but that doesn't make you a killer. And then it'd go to a jury, and I'd use all my goddamn preemptive strikes. I'd be stuck with these fucking, like, women that hadn't been fucked in 30 years on the jury. You know, just hated fucking men already. And then you got my ass sitting up there that's just like all this testimony, all this porn, yeah, all this porn. And they're just thinking, they're already fucking convicted my ass and they've only like shown him like 1% of the evidence. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be so fucking fucked. God. That's what my attorney say. I get some fucking smart Jew attorney and say, Tom, look, you know, you're paying me to represent you the best. And, you know, that's what I'm going to do. And you seem like you're a little edgy, like fringe, like you could go crazy any minute. But, you know, with my experience, considering the evidence, which there isn't much, I agree. But with these records of your porn and like always talking about blowjobs and asking this, don't light that, how much blowjobs were, I got to tell you, my advice to you is to plead guilty. It's like, fuck. Plead guilty. I didn't do it, motherfucker. I know you didn't do it. I believe you didn't do it. But, you know, we've got fucking, you know, 29 people here willing to talk about this. We've got your fucking YouTube live chats. We got your phone fucking records. These women that you have, like, you pay their rent and you bought tires for them and shit, trading for blowjobs. We've got them, and this just not is just not going to look good in front of a jury. I mean, which is why instead of getting like life, just plead guilty to 15 years of getting anal banged in a prison in Pittsburgh. It's like, no, I would have a very difficult time. Yeah, I'd run out of fucking time. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, 10. Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. Fuck yeah. And all these fucking women that I had these cool relationships with, they'd be coming up there and, they're already threatening them with perjury and fucking running a fucking illegal horror house and all this fucking shit. And they'd come up there, they'd be all like new dresses, hairdos, nails painted, and they'd testify that, I paid their rent, bought them tires, paid a couple speeding tickets for blowjobs. I'd be so fucked. And then they'd sell it like there's no feelings in the way I treat women. Like I just treated them all as sexual objects and I paid them solely for sexual acts. And everything lines up on why they can't find poor Sherry. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. Yeah. No, I would be so fucking screwed, man. I'm fucking never get out. I've seen that happen on some of these fucking Dateline. I mean, these fucking goddamn girlfriends buried these motherfuckers. Yeah. And then then my attorney would say, hey, look, I think the one thing that would really help us is you need to like get a hold of some of your old flings and come and testify on behalf of your character and that everything didn't end with like an argument or it wasn't a bad breakup. Yeah, they're all fucking married now, got kids. I'm sure they're gonna fucking agree to that goddamn shit, even if they liked me. I mean, they don't want to be involved in this clusterfuck. If you look at it though, from every single aspect, the way I talk, the chats, my porn collection, the people they got a hold of, I've had deals with, I'd be so fucking screwed. Exactly right. Yeah. And it would be in a DBA. It would have a Georgia plate. Hang on one sec. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I think I might have to pick up. Marty's got a truck driver somewhere and the truck quit working. I might have to go get a guy for him. Yeah, Stephanie, pull up. You're right, in a new car with a Georgia plate, and then I get caught lying about it. It'd be some fucking like fictitious company. It's like, Stephanie, it's like, why do you have a Georgia plate? Oh, I'm living in Georgia now. Yeah, semi truck. He's got a fucking ton of them, but sometimes they get. I think he's got like 80 trucks or something. But sometimes they get like they're doing stuff and there's shit that needs to be taken. It's never happened actually, but I know it does because I've heard him talk. And this is a unusual situation. Yeah, all I got to do is go there, get the guy, and take him to his home. Oh yeah, you could set me up. But I'm telling you, as much as you guys know me and all this shit, that's why I say all the time, I brag about it actually, because you could not catfish me. No fucking way. There's no fucking way you could catfish me. Couldn't do it. I've been around the block on this fucking shit. Besides, the likelihood of it, like, I tell people all the time, if you want to fucking catfish me, if there was a chance, okay, however slight it would be, I mean, you're never going to get me by sending me some hard rock body 20-year-old University of Georgia cheerleader. No fucking way. I mean, I'm not that fucking stupid, right? I always say, if you want to catfish me, you're going to need to get someone about 65 with about 15 pounds of cellulite on each ass cheek, a mustache, varicose veins, and bad breath. That I'll believe. But even then, you'd have to come in with their car broke down, a flat tire. You're not gonna, I'd be almost impossible to catfish. Well, I don't know about fun. I don't know about fun. Yeah, no, exactly right. No, and then you'd have to get me by me doing a good deed for her. It'd be like reverse catfishing. There'd be like no sexual shit. But I just don't think it'd ever be possible for you to nail me in a catfish, good looking girl thing. No fucking way, man. No way. I'm not that fucking stupid. Yeah. I don't think they have any female drivers, to tell you the truth. I'll tell you, not around here so bad, but you go to like Atlanta, which is only 90 miles from here. You couldn't fucking pay me $1 million a year to drive a truck there. What a fucking nightmare. Yeah, you couldn't do it. Oh, it's fucking insane, man. Just insane traffic. Right now, if I went down to Atlanta, now sometimes you may get lucky, right? But you'll go there right now. Between here and there, starting about Covington, which is maybe 55 miles out, you'll see like police on the side. You'll hear ambulance, see a fucking helicopter circling above, cops fucking doing shit the whole way there. You see a jackknife. It's just a fucking nightmare. I could not do it. Yeah, that's how it is. It's like Chicago's like that too. But Georgia, it's like if you look at Atlanta, how they bring those expressways in. I mean, whoever this, this is old school technology. Now that all these big cities have grown up and urban sprawl's taken off, you can't fucking, you'd have to condemn fucking 20,000 houses to reroute these motherfuckers. It's not happening. So it just gets worse and you live with it. LA, Chicago, Atlanta. Fuck. I mean, it's nothing to go down there. Like, say right now, you told me you want me to go to downtown Atlanta, let's say the aquarium where that's at. I go down there. I could make it round trip maybe in 3 hours. And it could also take me 10 fucking hours. You never know. Oh yeah, no. And you see, and when you're going down there, it's just like Detroit. The closer you get to Detroit, or closer as you get like to the downtown, it just gets the people that live around there just driving these old beaters, weaving in and out of traffic. Just like guys riding around these motorcycles, heavy traffic, like going between the cars, like at 90 when everybody else is slowing down to 45. You wonder how they could live an hour. Yeah, Boston. I'll tell you, Birmingham, Alabama is crazy too, although the population's not as bad. But there are places where the fucking traffic is just ass kicker, man. Yeah, it really is. Yep, not shitting you. Man, what a great day out though. Nice day. Now I do like it is I will tell you though, downtown Atlanta though, it's not like Detroit. It's like nice. There's places down there that are really nice. Like great restaurants. I mean, they're still like they realize that's their golden egg down there and they haven't done what Chicago did. Chicago's ruined that magnificent mile. I mean, they don't get a fraction of the people there that they used to. San Francisco's a fucking dump. And to me, it actually seems like Atlanta's not going to let that shit happen. I mean, they have national cheerleading competitions down there, all sorts of shit. There is no way they're going to let that golden egg get crushed by some bullshit. When you go down there and there's an event, there's fucking cops everywhere, undercover and in cars. They are not going to take the chance on a carjacking or a purse jacking or none of that fucking shit. Hilton Head's the same way. You don't see that fucking bullshit in Hilton Head. Homeless and motherfuckers drinking beer on the beach and shit. You would get the fucking death penalty over there. Radios playing on the beach. These fuckers Mostly it's blacks that drive these three-wheeled things. They're categorized as a motorcycle. I see them around here, fucking radio playing like you were at a concert. Super loud. No fucking way. You try that shit in Hilton Head. Yeah, you try that. But around here, you see it like you go into a gas station. They're pumping gas, and there's people around, and they have just like this fucking radio playing full time. It's like, well, I'm thinking to myself, what a fucking idiot. Yeah. Yeah, there's people that live around here that drive to Atlanta every day, back and forth. They couldn't take it anymore living there, so they moved out to the country, and they got like 3 years before they can retire. And like probably at least once a week, they still end up just biting the bullet and getting a hotel because they just don't want to fuck with the traffic. But they couldn't stand living there anymore either. Yeah, that East Coast traffic, yep. I'll tell you where you'll see insane traffic like during a holiday. You can go look on Google Maps. Go look at I-75, starting at about Macon, Georgia, for about 10 miles south. I think it's like 11 lanes or some shit. 11 lanes wide. I mean, it looks like an Indy 500 track. Just fucking lights, people getting on, getting off. Just fucking insanity. And it's always under construction. Yeah, always under construction. Oh, really? Yeah, down here now, I know places they will fucking hang you by the balls if they catch you driving an ATV on the street. There's a state trooper in Michigan, actually. He's got 30 years in prison for shooting him or running over him or something. The guy was like, fucking 6'8" in the 8th grade with a helmet on. He feared for his life. Of course, they take the helmet off. The fucking kid hasn't even reached puberty. Detroit jury, political pressure. He got 30 fucking years. The guy had a law degree too. But down in these rural places like here, you could be at a stoplight, and it is technically illegal to have an ATV on the road because you don't have blinkers, seatbelt, plate, all that fucking shit. But they've got this loophole for farm use, which you can beat it if you go in there and show them this. So these fuckers down here know this. You could be at a stoplight down here, pull right up next to a state trooper, bang on his window and give him the finger and say, fuck you, and he's not going to do anything. Here. Yeah. It's crazy. Yep. Fucking nuts, man. Politics. And I lived in Detroit on the west side for a while, and I moved down there just to play basketball and stuff. The experience living down there, it was a great experience too. It was everything I thought it'd be. I lived down there about a year, and it was called the Clock Restaurant, kind of a dive place open around the clock, and the cops would be there, and I got to know some cops from there. And down in Detroit at that time, this would have been like 84 or 5. They didn't give a fuck. You could do whatever you want. And they let me ride around with them in their police car. I lived on Warren and Southfield Expressway. So I'm running around with this Polish guy, great guy. He had a year to retirement. They get a be on the lookout and party store getting robbed about a mile from where we are. And armed robbery in progress. You know what he did? I fucking shit you not. Took a turn, made a U-turn, and went away from it. I said, aren't you going to that armed robbery? He said, fuck no. He said, I got a year before I'm going to be retiring. I'm not fucking going down there and getting shot. We fucked around, drove around about 5 minutes. Then he turned around and showed up late on purpose. Yeah, those old school guys, like that movie Colors, they're not out there to save the world anymore. Not that close to retirement. They're going to let some young, stupid, gung-ho motherfucker go down there and get shot. Yep. Crazy. Open this. I gotta open this gate. No, I don't know. I thought I would have heard a call by now, but I haven't. Drinking this Zero Gatorade. Marty's like the calmest motherfucker in the world that ever lived. You could take a brand new. He sold that Tesla, by the way, lost 20 grand on it. You could take a brand new fucking $300,000 semi rig and fucking roll it over with less than 10 miles. He'd just say, "Oh, you all right? You know, you need anything? You sure you don't need to go to a chiropractor?" Fucking nothing bothers this fucking guy, man. It's unbelievable. Nothing gets him mad. I mean, you can't tell. He doesn't have any enemies. Doesn't talk like bad about people. Yeah, no, he's like that. Oh, I got one around here. I use those DeWalt's all the time. I got grinders, skill saw, drills, of course. They make a bunch of shit. You can power with those. Vacuum. I got the DeWalt vacuum too. Hey, Mary. Oh yeah, he's a super good guy, man. Everybody loves Marty. Yeah, for sure. Hey, I've told you guys the story of my nephew. You know, he's not that much younger than me, like 6 years. He's a fucking douchebag. You know, he's like my sister. Her husband got shot about a year after she was married, accidentally fucking around with guns with a friend. I knew the cop that showed up that was there, everything. It was a small community, right? So she was a very young widow. And it's a rags to riches story. She got a job as a telephone operator and then went to school part-time. Ended up getting a McDonald's franchise, all being single. She was the first single female owner of McDonald's franchises. Just was making about 400 grand a year back in 1978. And she has this nephew of mine. She raised him as a single parent, just super fucking spoiled, just a fucking brat. So we always thought he was kind of gay because he never had any girls around. And finally he hooks up with some fucking gold digging cunt bank teller. And they end up getting married. She's just a fucking bitch, man, with a capital B. They end up having 9 kids that can't fucking read or write because they were too lazy to take them to school. The bus didn't go there. They're all fucking degenerates, except one actually got into medical school, which I'd still need to see the transcripts to believe it. But anyway, long story short, they ended up getting kicked out of McDonald's because my nephew, he's bouncing checks and doing all sorts of crazy shit. And McDonald's brings in a bunch of lawyers. And basically what they hang their hat on is that you damage the brand. You know, McDonald's is starting to have a fucked up reputation because of you. But what really they banked on was that paychecks were bouncing. And as it turns out, I never knew this, but if you bounce paychecks, that's actually a crime in Michigan. So once they got you, even for a misdemeanor, you're fucked. So this is what they say. They say, hey, look, we're going to give you a year to sell these McDonald's franchises because we're not rewriting your 20-year lease agreement. These are 20-year lease agreements. You don't own the building or the property. So when they tell you that, you better sell these motherfuckers because there's no way around this shit. They get kicked out of McDonald's, but there's so much fucking debt racked up at the time that there's not that much money left. I think he got about $400,000. My sister, I don't know what she got, but she lived kind of a frugal life. She just didn't have any bad habits. So this motherfucker goes out and buys a motorhome. They go down in Florida and piss whatever money they had away trying to open up a trampoline business. Doesn't happen. They come back, money's gone. So she decides to divorce him. Makes up just all sorts of fucking bullshit. That he's trying to groom the kids for porn, which I don't believe. He beats her. Just, now that the money's dried up, this guy does no good for her. And it was so obvious. She's like 15 years younger than him. So long story short, they lose everything. They get divorced. She gets him arrested a couple times for fucking bullshit. Showing up to a football game with a restraining order. Hey, this guy's a fucking pussy. He's not beating up anybody for any reason. So I don't like him and I don't like her. But it's fucking bullshit. They get divorced. He lives in a $19,000 trailer now with a tarp on the roof, and he drives a truck for a living. Flat fucking broke. Still paying child support on like 6 of these 9 kids or 5 of these 9 kids. And she's a fucking cunt and a half. Well, she ended up winning that Mrs. Michigan beauty contest. And just is fucking, they're spending money they don't have. I know she was spending like $10,000 on dresses back when, everybody else was spending $500. She wins this. And of course, she's like Miss America, just a cunt and a half. You thought you'd have talked to like a legit Miss America. I never really got along with her, which I didn't really give a fuck. And I probably didn't talk to him for 8 years before I left. Anyway, long story short, she moved back in with her parents who own this fucking dive dump of a hotel in Michigan because everybody's broke now. There's no fucking... My sister, she died a couple years ago, but her house was in foreclosure while she was withering away in an old folks home. No money at all. He doesn't have any money. This cunt, I remember her spending $8,000 on showers that had stereo radios in them with bathtubs. Just blowing money like fucking lunatics, right? Well, the money's gone. She gets caught fucking shoplifting in the town that she lives in now. And I had a guy up there call me. So I know a guy that was up there researching fucking court records on a lawsuit. And he called me and he said, hey, I just happened to be up at this fucking courthouse. That cunt fucking broad that your nephew was married to. I'm right in the area. Do you want me to get some pictures of her mugshot and a copy of the police report where she got fucking caught shopping? It's like, fucking A. Yeah. So if you just heard that little bing on my phone, that was an image that he sent me of a mugshot of her, which to me is worth $1 million fucking dollars. Yeah, there isn't a fucking cunt in this world that deserves bad luck more than this bitch. Look her up. Her name's Lynette Korbinski. Korbinski. Just a big, stupid, big-headed Polak with fake tits. Yeah, that's her. Look her up. It's all over because they made it like you'd have thought she'd have been Miss Universe. Stupid dingy bitch. I hope her life just goes to shit. She's latched on to a couple guys since then, but last I knew she was living in that dive fucking hotel of her parents. Yeah, but you talk about fucking poetic justice. Yeah. They go down to Atlanta. I mean, they were just constantly, they'd buy like a 40 foot fucking Chris Craft boat, like $800,000, and quit making payments on it. They'd go down to Atlantis and spend like $30,000 in a week in the Bahamas. I remember the one kid had an internet bill of $7,000 for 6 days one time. Some fiber optic bullshit when you couldn't get any internet out in the middle of bumfuck Egypt, shit like that. Yeah, it's funny you should say that's the first fucking thing I thought to make. I hope it's fucking like Magnum fucking rubbers or KY jelly, because I said, look, you make sure you get a copy of that fucking police report too. No, makeup's good. I'd put that in second place though. I want her to get caught fucking stealing Magnum rubbers and KY jelly. Fucking cunt.
And you know, there's a the town she lives in is only about 15 miles from where she lived with my nephew. There's two Walmarts. Well, generally, there are exceptions, and I can't tell you why. When Walmart fucking catches you shoplifting, they trespass you, which means you get a certified registered letter saying that they don't want you in the stores anymore. And if their facial recognition, which is very good, by the way, it's hooked up to Homeland Security. If their facial recognition catches you in there, they'll have you arrested, which they will. It's criminal trespassing once you've been trespassed. So here she is, lives in bumfucked Egypt, small towns in Michigan. She can't go to the fucking Walmarts within reasonable driving distance because she's been caught shopping. It's so fucking great, man. I mean, this is the kind of shit that just puts a smile on my face like I get when I'm watching A Wonderful Life. This broad is a fucking cunt and a half. Oh, here's Marty. Hold on. No, I guess I don't have to do it. They get somebody else to do it. No, I guess I don't have to do it. They get somebody else to do it. I'll tell you another thing I'd put an end to around here. Motherfuckers stopping by. I tell people, man, I tell my neighbors, I get my neighbors like, I only got one really. I get them like fucking good bagels if I'm out, or he's like a single guy, or I go to Valdalia Onion Festival, I get him a fucking thing of onions. And when I stop by and I visit my neighbors, I give them whatever the fuck it is I got, and I say, this is for never stopping by. I don't like motherfuckers stopping by. Neither's Marty. He's got some friends too. I fucking tell him straight out, like, I may let it slide once, but if you dropping fucking by here just to talk, I mean, these motherfuckers will come over here, park out in front of your fucking house, pull up a chair and just start talking. It's so fucking rude, man. It's just so fucking ignorant. So if they do it a second time, it's like, this is exactly what I say because I'm fucking pissed. I'm about ready to blow anyway. So it's very easy to do. It's not like I feel uncomfortable about it. I say, John, I'm going to tell you right now, don't take this personally. So you know you're about ready to get a big dick slammed in you when anybody ever says that. It's like, don't take this personally, but I'm a really private guy, man. And if you notice, you never run into me with anybody with me. Guy, girl, I don't give a fuck where it's at. Hilton Head, Land, I'm always by myself. And I like it that way. And you're a nice guy, but I'm just not a guy that socializes with people. You don't even see fucking women over here. So I don't want to be rude, but I just don't like you stopping by like this. That's what I tell them. I fucking do. It's not hard for me to tell them either. I do not want motherfuckers stopping by. I had people, I'll cut people off too. They'll say, hey, I'm going to be in Crawfordville. It's like, I was thinking about, it's like, hey, don't stop by. I think you're a nice person, but I got fucking shit to do. And I'm just not into like small talk. You know what I mean? I just, and you're not going to drive by and see other people over there. Do not take this personally. But I don't want to get together. And before I left Michigan, I'd say probably 5 years before, I knew people from being in business and shit. And honestly, I'll tell you, I started this about probably 15 years ago. I just started not calling a bunch of motherfuckers back. I just didn't want to fucking stop by. When I was living up in Michigan, I just put up with this shit, and they were good clients and shit. And it just finally got to where I just quit calling them back. I didn't want to fucking hang out with them. I mean, it sounds like bad and rude and shit, but I guess at that time it was enough where I didn't, want to let them down with the speech that I have no problem delivering here. But I'm just not one of these motherfuckers like that. Marty's the same way, we don't really fucking hang around together like you'd think. It's fucking weird. Like I said earlier, I think it probably is an aspect of mental illness. I just hate fucking small talk. It's also why I like fucking stools and countertops instead of sitting in those gay 4-chair fucking things in coffee shops. Fucking so boring. Some motherfucker just trying to talk some fucking boring ass conversation. The fuck, man? No, it's fucking bad manners, man. I mean, not that I'm the most mannerful person in the world, but let me tell you, I do know this though. It's bad manners to drop fucking by without calling or something, especially in this day and age with fucking cell phones and shit like this. Yeah, no, it's fucking rude, man. And if I already know, even when the last places I've lived for like 20 years, it was, believe it or not, the most private you could be in was in fucking Chicago in the 32nd floor. You're in the elevator with people, but it's not like you'd think. You know, you had hallways. You think people be coming over. I mean, I must have gave out that vibe because I didn't have that problem. And the balconies were set up. The only way you could see a fucker on another balcony, like it was part of the design. It's like they were recessed, is you'd have to almost lean out and look over hard to the left to see like part of somebody's head. It was fucking perfect. I mean, I'd have probably never went out in my balcony if fuckers were sitting out there talking shit. Hey, how'd you come over for a beer? It's like, oh, fuck. That's another thing I learned in Chicago too. When I first moved there, and I was on the 32nd floor, so the balcony above you was your roof if it was raining. Not like the greatest roof because it was just the size of the balcony, but enough to be able to go out there and not get fucking soaked if it was raining. Now, if you were on the 34th floor, you were fucked. There was no roof. But I learned in living down there, and I first moved there, I thought, man, I can't believe I'm actually going to own a fucking place in downtown Chicago with this great view where I can just sit on this fucking balcony. It's going to be so great. Well, you know what? That's one of those things in life, just like getting married or be careful what you wish for. Because as it fucking turns out, it's too noisy, it's too dirty, and it just isn't what you thought it would be. I mean, you can't even go out there and like read a book. It's so fucking the din of a big city. Just not even like shit that you wouldn't mind, like sirens or an airplane going over. This is just the fucking sound of fucking 20 million air conditioners, you know, fucking trains, bullshit, cars beeping. You go fucking insane. I tried it. You sit out there and shit gets so fucking dirty, man. Even though there was no industry there. And, you know, Chicago is on the west side of Lake Michigan. So you got like clean air for a big city. I mean, not counting all the cars and buses and that shit, but at 32 stories, you know, that's not too big of a problem. But you could go out there, you could dust off your shit and go out there 4 hours later, be fucking filthy. I mean, the amount of shit in the air, flying through the air in a big city is fucking unbelievable. I mean, if you wore a white fucking shirt or something, you went out there, I did it a few times, got drunk, see out there 6-7 hours bullshitting with some pussy. And you go in, it looked like you fucking changed oil or some shit. Who wants that? So basically, you know, you go out there, look around, everybody comes over, oh, this balcony, can't wait to get out there. People want to come over and take photographs, but as far as living and enjoying it as an actual amenity to a place to live, it was not what you'd think. Not at all. Boy, there's a lot of butterflies flying around today. No, and I don't know if you know this or not. Most people don't. They get it wrong. As a matter of fact, Marty and his wife are just up there. And he said to me, oh, God damn, it was windy up there. Windy. They're not shitting, man. Chicago, the windy city. Well, let me tell you, it isn't because of the wind. The Windy City is a slogan and a paraphrase of politicians because they had big mouths and they talked too much. It has fucking nothing to do with the wind. And if you look from a geographical position, the topography, Chicago is on the wrong side of the lake for the wind. I'm not saying you never get some wind coming out of the east, but you don't very often. And when you do, it's generally in the winter or the late fall. That wind's coming out of the west or the northwest. So you're not getting fucking wind coming across that water. You're on the wrong side of the lake. Now, if you go on the St. Joe side of Michigan, which would be the west side of the state, you're getting your fucking ass handed to you year-round. It's windy as a motherfucker. I mean, those people have to put extra insulation in their walls for like January and February. Their fucking pipes will freeze. You get crazy fucking winds blowing like a motherfucker, water and shit. But Chicago, the Windy City, has nothing to do with actual wind. I don't know if you knew that or not. Most people don't. Yeah, I know. I thought so too, and I moved there. Oh yeah, and here's why it seems windy. So here's why it seems windy. Because you know this, Larry. When you're downtown fucking around, those buildings are tall, but they're not. You got the Hancock Tower and you got the Sears Tower, a couple of those, but by and large, most of them aren't any bigger than they were anywhere else. So you're not going to have tons of them like you would in New York City. But when you're downtown and all those big buildings and shit, the wind does a lot of weird shit when it's coming through buildings. And it does seem like windier when you're down there fucking around down on Michigan Avenue. And it's easy to assume that, oh, fuck yeah, it's windy, goddamn. Well, I'm right next to the lake. I am in Chicago, these fucking buildings. But it's really the way the wind gets dispersed in and out of buildings. The Venturi effect, as you take like a wedge of cheese, as you get lower to the like point, it increases the wind. So you got 3 or 4 big buildings blowing like a motherfucker. Before you know it, you're walking between 2 buildings where that wind's been compressed, and it seems like really fucking windy. But it's because of the building construction and where you are. That's it. That wind is actually, if you look at the mean wind speed of wind in states in general, fucking Chicago ain't shit. Yeah, kind of like a funnel. Yeah, it's just super weird shit. It's like there's a joke that it snows all year long in Gary, Indiana. And there's a place in Gary, Indiana, right around there down like near LaPorte, Gary, Hammond, where it fucking snows all the time. It snows when it doesn't snow anywhere else. And it's this weird effect because that's the bottom of the bowl with Lake Michigan. And just this weird occurrence that happens. Michigan has one in Gaylord, Michigan, the center of the state. It's called the Snow Belt, and that ain't no shit. Just tons of fucking snow because of the way the elevation of the land. I don't know all the details, but Gary, Indiana's like that. Snows like a motherfucker down there all the time. Yeah, I had a great experience living in Chicago, but I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of there. I haven't been back there in like 15 years or something. Honestly, I don't have any interest in going back there. That place has went to shit. I was there in the good days. They were just thinking, I moved there in 98. They were just redoing everything, and a bunch of fucking white middle class people were fucking paying crazy money for places, and they were redoing the parks, and they were the same thing they're trying to do in Detroit now, gentrification. And then it happened while I was there. They ended up tearing down a lot of Cabrini Green, and made it park. It's another liberal town to where they try these experiments. They're going to equal the playing field. They're going to take people that worked and value education and showing up for a job, and they're going to try and intermingle them with people that come from poverty. They do the same thing in Cleveland, and it's always an absolute fucking disaster. So what ends up happening is you get a bunch of liberals. Oh yeah, you want to bring your children up to not be judgmental, and you want to show them that all races are equal, and everything's just fucking one big hunky-dory fucking party. And so you decide when they come up with these new $650,000 condos right up next to the low-income housing that they built for this experiment, you're going to be just like fucking parent of the year. You're just going to have diversity. You're going to have a bank robber, a college professor, a kleptomaniac, a stripper, a nurse. This is just one homogeneous neighborhood where we all grow up to be fantastic and love our fellow man. Yeah, that sounds fucking great until you get up every morning and your fucking gas grill is missing. Your window's broke and the change is taken out of the cup holder. Your tires are gone. Your stereo's been ripped up. And you realize after living there about a year, unless you fucking chain it down or weld it down, that nothing is safe. And then you realize, and then about 8 or 10 years goes by, and everybody that tried that, even the fucking diehard liberals that were going to live in paradise, can't take it anymore because their insurance premiums are fucking insane because of the claims. And that $650,000 condo that they bought right next to the fucking low-income housing, That's only worth $350,000 now because there's been enough news stories and newspaper articles to show you that you're fucking nuts for becoming a part of this experiment. Hey, Sunnyside, how you doing? How you feeling up there? You got a nice day going in Lexington? You partying? Where you been? I haven't been getting on. You know, I've been subscribing to a more regimented, earlier sleep schedule. I've been going to bed about 11, believe it or not, and getting up at 7. How's things going with you? Party on, Jeff. Yeah, I'm just partying down here. Beautiful day here in Georgia. Just watching wildlife, Mother Nature. That oak tree, and I tell you, see that oak tree right there? When I first moved here 3.5 years ago, it was like a decent sized tree, but nothing like that. Once that taproot hits down to where it has a constant supply of water, these trees just grow insanely fast. Really bust balls, man. And these pine trees grow. See, they'd love to cut these motherfuckers down. A timber company, this is exactly what they're looking for, these. They don't let them grow that tall usually. But that's my neighbors over there. Well, some of them are mine, I don't know. Most of those there I got a line of them on my side, but that's the state park on the other side where they ride horses through there. Oh, good for you, Sunnyside. Good for you. We've had quite a few lengthy conversations about divorce lately. You could have given your input. Oh, hi, Indonesia. Here's a guy that comes on here. He was just over there the other day at a pool tournament. Don't like that. Glad to have you. Love Indonesia. Yeah, I'd like to go there. Yeah, I tell people they can come visit me if they want. But you're on your own when you do. I don't want to be a tour guide. You could just come here. I tell people you can come here, got your own room, private bathroom, just read books, fucker off, no pressure. You know, some of the best vacations I've taken were accidental. Like I'd have a PI job and I'd have to go do, let's say, a week of surveillance somewhere, right? And the way it worked out is the airline tickets were like too much money if you went at a good time. So I'd go like maybe 2 or 3 days early just to get a better airline rate. And I'd just be stuck in a place with nothing to do. Man, it forces you to like read things you wouldn't have read as long or as much. It was like, if you're not from a place like this and you're looking for a place to just get away, you're not gonna, this is like 1940 down here. No shit. I haven't used that outdoor shower yet, and I haven't used it. You know why? Some of that paint peeled off over the winter. It's that fucking douchebag contractor. And I haven't fixed it, and I haven't felt like fucking with it because I shouldn't have to do anything in a brand new house. So that's the story on the outdoor shower. Yeah. Yeah, that's. I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, you can. The guys and the outdoor shower, you can use whatever you want because I'm not going to be looking. But on the women, for the outdoor shower, you can't be older than 30. If you're older than 30, you've got to shower indoors. Oh, God. Yeah, outdoor shower is where it's at. Boy, it's a nice breeze today. This reminds me of when I first moved to, I fucked around at work. I always had to work when I went to college. So I knew I'd go to college someday, but it was kind of like, just like I thought, haphazard, dropping out, going up, dropping out. I mean, I still did manage to graduate at 24 instead of 22. But I didn't go the first year out, and then I go to fuck around at junior college, and then I get a good job and that kind of shit. But I knew when I switched to a 4-year college, I thought, man, you better not fuck this up. If you want this horseshit degree, you better fucking stick to this. You're never going to get it. And I did. And I stuck there, and I ended up getting a 4-year degree. But this reminds me, believe it or not, today of 1977. And I had moved up there. I had a girlfriend that went to Michigan State where we always on again, off again. And I'll never forget, this girl's name's Carrie McChrystal, just fucking huge tits, super cute, great personality. And I met her after, like, on campus for about a week. And I remember it was a day like this in, like, October. And she said, why don't we go for have a picnic outside someday? And I look back at that now, that was, let me think about this. That was, let's see, 48 years ago. God damn it, man. 48 years ago. Unfucking believable. I can't even believe like I'm still alive. 48 years. God damn it. Oh yeah, we could have welcomed it. It's always a different perspective. I just can't believe that much time has went by. I looked her up on the internet here about 6 months ago. She still looks pretty good. I mean, she doesn't look like most of the women of that age. I mean, she still like is an attractive older woman, which makes sense. God, I just can't fucking believe that shit. Now, like back then, I mean, a main reason why I moved up to that 4-year school was because I knew there were going to be a lot of women up there. You'd just be rubbing elbows with them and shit. It'd be like real college. It wasn't that great of a school, but it was like more than like working some fucking shit job and taking junior college classes in the evening. Yeah, you met girls there too, but it was a different caliber. They weren't away from their parents. I mean, they had to go home at fucking midnight and all that kind of shit. Where you're away at a 4-year school, it's like, fuck yeah. It was just like that, man. It was so goddamn great. It surpassed my expectations. And I look now at like this day and age, it's not like that with these young people anymore. I'm not saying it doesn't happen anywhere, but it isn't like it was back then. I talk to like parents that say their kids say they don't have that much to do anymore. Like there's no like meeting place. Bars are nothing compared to what they were. Everybody's on their phone, communicating through emails. And I think, man, I'm glad that didn't happen to me. Oh, yeah, we sure did, man. I mean, I can remember like Thanksgiving, everybody be going to some bar someplace. Not to get rip-roaring drunk, but you knew there'd be a lot of like attractive people there. You were like really looking forward to Friday night, whether you were at home or whether you were on campus. It's just so fucking great, man. God, and it was just like, and like, you look back then you didn't need to be like that. People are attractive when they're young. You don't need to be the best looking motherfucker in the world. And back then, like you could just be like, let's say now you're going through a dating service or a fucking Match.com or some shit like that. It's just a bad way compared to those days. Back in those days, you'd have people in a class and like you knew them and shit, but it was like no big fucking deal. They weren't like, wow, I'd like to know her. And then for some way you'd get put in a group through some bullshit your instructor made you do. And before you know it, you're fucking around with this person and they're so much different than what you'd expect them to be. And you're just like having a fucking good time in this shit because you came in like subtly. Where in this day and age, neither one of you would have picked each other off a fucking dating profile. But back then, you get put like groups of 4, and it's like, Janie's seemed to be pretty cool. And you know how that personality takes over. Before you know it, like you're wanting to bang these fucking girls. that you wouldn't have done by looking at a picture because you're having fun and you like them and they're witty or what the fuck ever. There's a lot of ways to be attracted to people. And here, like 6 weeks later, fucking Thanksgiving's coming up. She lives 1,200 miles away. She's not going home. I had a fucked up, dysfunctional family that never did much stuff like that, so I'm not going home. So here we end up fucking like rabbits because of the way we got to know each other over a long period of time. And it's different that way. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like Stephanie kind of did what I did. You end up marrying your good friend. Like, you're getting older. It isn't like, fucking John Davidsons are falling out of the fucking sky all day long. And before you know it, you're getting older and they eat you out good and you fuck good and they blow you whenever you want. And they got a good sense of humor and they're willing to work. They come from an okay family, about the same as yours. So time's going by, you haven't met anything better. I mean, if you look at the past, what would make you think that better's going to come down the pike? If anything, you realize that the deck of cards is getting smaller. All that good shit's getting taken up. They're married. You're heading towards 30. It's time to hit the fucking panic button. So you think, you get look, and it's like you do kind of get along. And this isn't exactly Cupid banging you over the fucking head with a rubber mallet. But you think you'll give it a whirl. You want to get married. And that's kind of exciting because it's a big staple in life. Even like with you, Sunnyside, even to this day and age, you're still socially recognized differently being divorced than never being married. And when I run into women that have never been married, man, I'm already thinking, what the fuck's wrong here? I mean, you couldn't even have done what Stephanie and I did. We went with like a 80%er and just fucking did it anyway. I mean, people that have never been married, it really turns your radar on. Yeah, you know what I mean? It really turns your fucking radar on. And I think, I could have done worse. Of course, I could have done better, but I don't regret it. I mean, I think it kind of turned out just the way I expected. And I'm not saying this is a good idea, but I also understand sometimes where if you had true love, I mean, whatever the fuck that is, but you know what I'm talking about. You can understand you're in deep. You married kind of the type people Stephanie and I did. It's like, okay, but it's not that great. And you just get fucking bored with it. And then all of a sudden you're working with somebody and you're not supposed to fraternize. And they're like fucking everything. Their personality, they want what you want. They're married too. They don't like being it. And you have a fucking affair because you just can't resist each other. And that's wrong and that's fucked up and you shouldn't do it. And I'm not suggesting it's the thing to do, but it makes sense to me how you can already be wrapped up in life and then something come along that you didn't really even think existed. And you think, yeah, I just really want to be with this person. And you tell your spouse, hey, look, I want to get divorced. Like these motherfuckers caught at that Coldplay concert. As it turns out, one of those two, their spouse was at that same fucking concert with somebody else. It wasn't how the media sold it. They were got divorced. Things weren't going good. The only reason they got in trouble is because they weren't supposed to be dating, working together. But this is not uncommon. I don't think it's any big scientific study on why people get divorced. I can tell you why. This is the best way I can sum it up to you. You get tired of fucking them. Oh, yeah, it's like, oh, that's so fucking crude. That figures you'd say something like that. A guy that's always talking about porn, always wants, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I know. But it's basically it, man. When that fucking sexual shit heads south for good, basically, lucid dreams talk about that you're living with a fucking roommate. And even being alone seems more attractive than hearing this motherfucker come in the door every night at 5:30. And you're like, you're paying $250 an hour to have some Jew fucking marital counselor bullshit you into thinking that there's something here you should save for fucking what? I went to marriage counseling. I fucking told that motherfucker, look, man, I'll try it for a while. Well, I shouldn't even have fucking submitted to that. But I'm just not really into paying somebody $250 an hour to try and talk me into something I know I don't want to do. Tired of fucking her. I'd like to go out and meet some new women and have them fucking break it off of my ass worse than this one has. But this is life. I mean, it's like a fucking runaway ship. I don't know. I just know that I don't want to, I just can't. And you start thinking, well, I'm fucking 34 now. 40 fucking more years with this goddamn bitch. And then you'll have some idiot say, well, what if you became disabled? Who's going to take care of you? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to worry about that then, not now. Yeah, I'm going to worry about that then, not now. Yeah, believe me. So you're supposed to like stay together with this like limp dick fucking relationship for 40 years just in case you become incapacitated? Fuck that. I'd rather be dead. I want some new crazy ass fucking sex that isn't any good for me. It's gonna last like maybe 9 months, 16 months. Fucking cops are called a couple times. Just crazy ass shit. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I mean, when I'm shitting my diaper and they can't speak English, I'm fine with it. I don't want somebody I used to 69 with and have great sex with fucking reaching down there and grabbing a big handful of shit in a rubber glove. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. No, but I'll tell you, I have had a couple instances in my life where I think I had it. It was a different feeling. I mean, this is how fucked up it was in my mind that I was so attracted to them. I didn't even care that they had small tits. Yeah. I mean, goddamn, if that's not true love, what is? Thank you, Stephanie. No, it's just like this extra, like soulmates. Like soulmates, if there is such a thing. Yeah. Yeah, no, be careful what you wish for, man. It's just fucking life's so fucking weird. There's just more questions than answers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure if I was betting right now, if we were in Las Vegas, I'd bet that my life isn't going to change at all. It's going to be just like this. Couple hours of porn every day, dragon's milk, fucking around, talking shit on the internet, doing sunrises, feeding vultures, petting stray cats. I got an idea not much is going to change, which I'm fine with. I'm not, it's not like, I just won the Powerball or anything, but it's good enough. And you should be grateful for good enough. Yeah, hope it never comes to that. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Everybody hopes it never comes to that, but you never fucking know. You never know what's in store for you. You just know. But sunny side. And I'm not saying this is true or accurate, but you're not bad looking. You got a good job. You graduated from college. You were married. You're not, and like you got like a lot of years ahead of you. And it's like your bills are paid. You can fucking buy whatever you want. You can, but there just seems to be, even though you've got this freedom that's like a lot of people would wish for, when you have it, it seems like something's missing. You always got this half a oar in the water of like maybe meeting Mr. Everything. And your common sense and your life experience is telling you, well, yeah, what would make me think that that's coming? Don't give up hope. Now, it may happen, it may never happen. You know what I mean? I do the same fucking shit. I mean, there's 1% of me that wishes I wasn't this way. But if you base my behavior and my experience and you couple it all together, I would be stupid to think that my future is going to provide anything otherwise. And honestly, I know this already, but maybe it's just a self-defense mechanism. But the shit that I'm always talking, it's almost like I'm trying to scare people away. That way things stay the same. Because I don't really act the right way to attract the kind of people that I want to be with. And that's just part of this vicious fucking cycle of, staying in the middle. I believe this. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, it's fucking weird, man. I mean, it's like, and if you came up to me and said, hey, look, Tom, here's $1 million. I am going to send you to the world's best psychologist. And they're going to take you to that 1% land like you just got done talking about. You know, I wouldn't want to do it. And here's what's even more fucked up than that. I mean, I thought I had a good marriage. I just didn't really like being married. I wasn't really that into my wife, to tell you the truth. I mean, she was attractive and had a good job and everybody liked her, but there's something was fucking missing. And I just couldn't fucking stand it anymore. But this is how fucked up things are, and maybe you'll appreciate this. And that is that I left her, right? She didn't leave me. Everybody said, you're nuts. You're never going to find somebody like that. And I kind of knew that was fucking true when I did it, but it still didn't want to make me be around. And I left her in 98. And you know what? Since I left her, I haven't found anything even half as good as her. That's how fucked up it is. And what's even more fucked up is I'm still happy I left. So when you wonder why you're in these positions you're in, my life makes sense because I'm the guy that's orchestrated it all. You know, it's just fucking weird, man. It's fucking, yeah. I mean, you know, I haven't gotten half as good at what I left. And I'm still glad I left. It doesn't get more fucked up than that. Yeah, I mean, that sounds good. I know what you mean, like, about that. You know, that's true, but it's just like, I mean, can you honestly say to yourself with good conscience that you're fine with this for 40 more years and then you die? Would you be happy with being guaranteed what you just said and nothing changes up until it's tits up? Is it that good, or is it just contentment? You know? Yeah, I mean, that's the conundrum you're in, you know? Like if you said, well, like me too, it's like, well, if it's all that fucking great, man, you should like not even be entertaining the thought of anything else. Yeah, that's true. You shouldn't even have like any like aspirations of like a change, and probably is just all fantasy fucking nonsense. But every once in a while, you will run into somebody that's been together 50 years and they're just as happy. Jeff's like that. Virginia Woolf. Every once in a while, you're going to run into somebody that they've been together 50 years and they're just as happy today as they were the day they met. And maybe that's what I want. It's just hard to say, you know? I mean, I guess it is. I mean, because if you said, like, let's say you could write a check for 25,000, that's going to guarantee me that where I'm at now is where I want to be in 15 years. Is it that good that you're willing to pay for it and guarantee that it's going to stay just like this and never change? I'd have to say no. Could it be a lot worse? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Goddamn right it could be. Like big time. But this is like anything in life, you know, until you're there, until you've been given 6 months to live, until you're suicidal and thinking of ending your life, until you're there, you never know what you're going to do. You don't. You just don't. You know, you just think you know what you're going to do. It's like, you know, like you'll see a quadriplegic. It's like, you think you can't ascertain what it's like to be that way, independent. There's these pretty girls. There's a blonde that's on TikTok. Did a backflip when she was 17. She's a quadriplegic, sweetheart girl, pretty, on a ventilator for the rest of her life. Just talking to fucking people on there, and you know, it's her only aspect of a social life. And I just think to myself, God damn, man. I mean, if there's a silver lining to this, what is it? That's some fucking guy practicing for deer hunting season. I hate that fucking noise, to tell you the truth. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I just like I just look at her and I think if I was in her position, I mean, you're a quadriplegic and you realize, I mean, I just don't see any silver lining in it. Because I think the only thing I could do is like maybe just take everything I owned and try and talk Stephanie into just quit claim deeming it and putting all my shit in her name and just coming out here and driving me out to the Grand Canyon and wheeling me off the edge. Yeah, it is close. It's not that close. It's like 300 yards away. You see that where the trees are low, where I watch the moon come up? There's a house there, and it's a bunch of deer hunter nuts. Now, you can't use guns right now. It's bow season, but I know they're all over there, fucking sighting in their fucking scopes and shit. Yeah. Yeah, you hear it from, what are you going to fucking do? It's right next, see, it's state property right across the street. It's this state thing. Now, see, you can ride horses and shit over there, right next to where they're shooting. Now, I'd like to think they're smart enough that the bullets don't go that way, but, it's just like, God damn. Yeah, no, it's doing. I get Stephanie, I get a good Jewish lawyer. I'd have to have like we'd have to, the only worried I have is Stephanie getting charged with murder. I'd have to like write a long thing and like put a faulty brake on it or some goddamn shit. Stephanie'd spend all the money defending herself from a lifetime in prison, just trying to do a good deed. She'd fucking be begging for bus fare home from fucking the south rim of the Grand Canyon, all trying to help me out. Her life would be worse now than it's ever been, not counting maybe getting life in prison. Yeah. Look at I'll tell you, another thing that gets on my nerves, these fucking idiots out there. Like, say see that like little cloud? Anybody that says chemtrail anything, I get rid of them. They just don't even know what they're talking about. Like conspiracy chemtrails. What the fuck? Fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, there's an aspect to that. That's why people like commit crimes to get back in prison, because that's what they've become, known for. There's a guy, Patrick Sarander, killed a guy that worked at a local oil change place in West Branch, Michigan. Patrick Sarander, you can look it up. When I was up there in West Branch, and he got like 40 years in prison. That's why he did it. He wanted to go back to prison. And the guy that he shot, that Brett, he was like a 5'4" guy that thought he was tough, and he shoved a guy that wanted to go back to prison, and he shot him in the heart. Yeah, but I'll tell you this, I was good friends with that priest in Chicago. And I had an inkling of this anyway. They make it look like when we're just talking a bunch of shit on here on the internet, you're thinking you get to be a weightlifter, you get your teeth fixed, no deductible, have pen pals, food, Yeah, well, let me tell you, it's not like that at all. It fucking sucks. That priest I knew, part of the shtick of being a priest is like forgiveness and being with people when they most need it and all that fucking horse shit. You know what I'm talking about, right? So for his career, he was a diocesan priest for a long time, and then after you get out, you go to work for like the Catholic Church doing other shit. Whether it's running a soup kitchen or fucking rocking crack babies to sleep, some kind of do good shit. Well, one of his deals was to go, but this one, actually it wasn't one of his deals, because he did this all in his own time, was to go and visit like prisoners. Out of his seminary class, there were 2 people from his seminary class that were in prison. One killed his wife and 2 kids. The third one jumped out the window, and another one killed somebody else. So he would visit these priests, and he'd visit other parishioners that had gotten prison terms. And he'd travel around, go get a hotel, that kind of shit, take him a Bible or whatever. And he told me that prison was fucking absolutely terrible. Just like you do not want to be there. you hear these stories of all this shit, like, you know, free room and board, and it ain't worth it. He said it was just like 10 times worse than he thought. And he fucked with them all the time, too. They fucked with him all the time, call him Father No Good and shit. They weren't even like kind to a priest. You know, asking him like if he's in there to blow him and shit like that. I mean, even the prison guards were a bunch of fucking riffraff. Yeah. Yeah, these guys are not pretty bad guys. I mean, I have no interest in like hunting deer and shit. It doesn't do a thing for me. I think it's like so boring. I don't know. I just like watching them like eat stuff like that. It just would be. So you're sitting here, right? This is what they feed. The thing I don't like is how you can feed them and then shoot them. That is fucked up to me. That's like animal cruelty, I think. If you want to go out and try and get the motherfucker, the problem is if you did that, they'd never get any. If you couldn't feed him and wait for him to show up, you'd never get a deer. You'd have to just get lucky, seeing one run through. So that part I don't like about it. But if I see like deer come out here, and when I'm doing a live, people say, "Oh, look at those pretty deer! Aren't they beautiful? They don't even look real. They look like." That's what I think. And they're eating, and they just seem so harmless. And then to just shoot one and watch it like fall down and bleed. What the fuck? How could you enjoy that? Yeah, I mean, it would. Yeah, I know it's legal, but geez, man, it's like this beautiful animal is just out there surviving and eating. It's like, bang, you go over there, its legs are still kicking. It's like, oh my God, man, what's fucking wrong with you? How do you enjoy this? Because you don't really need the meat. And oh yeah, venison tastes so goddamn good. No, it doesn't. It sucks. Unless you put it in a crock pot for fucking ever. Or make jerky out of it. It sucks. They're not fed the right shit. You got to finish good, legit meat off on grain. That's another plunge I'm taking too, man. I'm telling you. In 6 months, I'm going to know whether I'm going to be eating chicken or not. Because I'm not doing this fucking shit. It's just like the Bible. With knowledge comes accountability. And I'm not living like the rest of my life burying my head in the sand. If I find out these fucking chickens, I got some books ordered. I know we're high in the food chain, all this sort of shit. I get all that shit. But from what I've read so far, it looks to me like chickens are like knowing what's coming, and they get stressed out and they're scared and they get treated inhumanely when they jam them in those metal containers and take them to the slaughtering house. You know, the ones that I upload on YouTube. And I've even been thinking about getting a few chickens to see it for myself. And I see how these chickens protect their babies. And it's looking like chickens like have emotion and can understand and exhibit behavior from suffering. And if I find out that this is true, that these things are suffering on their way to that place, and they're just jamming them all in there, I'm going to quit eating fucking chicken. I don't want to be part of this. I just fucking don't. That's how I am about everything. Lying, like doing fucked up shit. Nah, I wasn't always this way, but I am now because I have knowledge of this, and I don't want to justify like, you know, by just putting my head in the sand. I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not being part of like being cruel to stuff and saying, "Oh yeah, I like chicken nuggets." Yeah, fuck that. I put it right up there with like finding a wallet or not being truthful with people. I'm not doing any of that shit. No way. Just hang around and watch. No, I don't like it either. It's a terrible sound. It's a terrible sound. I hate it too. It's like, it just sounds violent, doesn't it? I've been feeding the deer like extra stuff. Like you saw those trail cam things I uploaded, hoping that the motherfuckers stay around here more, but I don't think it really works that way. As it turns out, I've read quite a few books on this. When it's rut, when these male deer are out there and these females are in heat, they just do the craziest shit. They just get crazy. They lose their sense of awareness, and that hormones is just, they're walking right into a goddamn battlefield not giving a fuck. Really, that's what gets them killed. They lose all the things that keep them alive to mate. They do. Yeah, I never really asked anybody to like subscribe or thumbs up. I mean, if I go to a channel and they're talking that shit, I just turn it. I don't think people need to be told what they should join. I mean, if they do, that's great. If they don't, that's fine. That's one thing that really bothers me about YouTube. Not like crazy, but I just find it annoying. No, it's going to be AI, though, if you keep coming on here. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's true. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know how it is. You've got a living, daily, breathing purgatory. You don't need to have any abstract religious content. You're living it amongst the living. But I appreciate it, Itachi. You're just trying to like follow into what you've observed. Look at these little like wispy clouds. Really cool. I love the randomness of clouds. I told you before I joined the Cloud Appreciation Society. $49 a year. You get this cool little whiz wheel where you can look at clouds. I know most of them all from flying. And you get a cloud picture in your email every morning. It's worth it. Love clouds. Just a randomness of them. Never be the same. You can't get bored with clouds when they'll never be the same. Just like it's like beautiful Bob Ross painting. I bet he had a big porn collection. Bob Ross. That was a good pizza I got last night. I mean, like, great. You know, that reminds me of a restaurant in the 70s. They got a bunch of cute girls working there. They're all, you know, I see them writing the Bible and stuff on their break. No, like, metal in their face, no purple hair. Yes, sir, no, sir. And just cute. Just working part-time, going to school. Yeah, thanks. I just cut this yesterday. Everybody cuts their grass down here pretty much. It's as low as you can cut it. It's not like, it looks probably nicer to you than it if you were here. It's basically just weeds cut down. That dirt you see in the middle, that was like a hump. I don't know why. I think it was maybe irrigation years ago. But I had a guy in a Bobcat make it all flat because I didn't like it, and the grass hasn't grown over it yet. It will though. But it looks nice, but it's just like weeds really. Oh yeah, I got a super duper riding mower, really good one. Does like 22 miles an hour. It took me 4.5 hours to cut this grass yesterday, and Marty's next door. Now I was kind of tired today, but I'll get rid of the weeds on the edges, and this should be the last cutting of the year. I got a Bobcat riding mower, 0 turn. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good mower. I didn't. This is the shortest I've ever cut it because there's a lot of rocks, and when the blades are worn out, uh, I don't care what happens to them. So for the last cut, I dropped them down all the way, and I was surprised I didn't hit as many rocks as I thought. Hey, Michael. These fuckers that quit doing that. So, if you didn't like know that property over there, you'd think that was on. Actually, I own 7 acres right across the street that I just had thinned out. And I know these guys. They know me. I know they wouldn't be shooting over there, but it sounds like it. They're really shooting in the back of like that low, where you see those trees low, in the back of that house. But it sounds like they're like on my property, but it's not. I only know that because I know they know me, and they know I'd have a fucking fit. Yeah, no, you get this like this time of the year a little bit, but that's about it. Yeah, and bow season I think started a couple weeks ago, but I noticed like lately the deer aren't eating that much. It's because they know something's up. They know that they know gunshots are bad, and they smell where people have been where they normally aren't. Now, last night they ate quite a bit of corn, which I was happy to see, because it says to me that, you know, but I don't know that the deer won't just go up to any food if they see it. I mean, I'd like to believe, it's weird, deer are very observant in like during hunting season like this. Ducks too, I've seen do it. There's a place where the state had put up so the ducks can land and you can shoot them with the exception of like about a square mile. And I've actually, this is no shit, I've witnessed it. I've actually seen those ducks uh, land in that square mile where you can't shoot while they knew hunters were in all four quadrants but couldn't get a clear shot at them because of the way that it's set up. And they'll stay there all day and all night and eat their ass off and fly out away where the duck hunters can't. They're smarter than you think. And like deer, you'll see deer like during deer hunting season. You'll see them out grazing on the side of the expressway. And they slowly figure out places that are safe compared to places that are not. Yeah, the guns. I don't know when gun season starts. Probably it could start this weekend. I don't know if you Googled it. It'd say when does deer hunting season with guns start in Georgia? I don't know if they have it. Like in Michigan, they started it. You could be like the old people got to do it, then the handicap, then the other hunters. I don't know if they do that down here or not. See, you can't hunt here, of course, my side. You can't hunt on, it's against the law to hunt on state property, state parks. Can't hunt there. So hey, basically, he's got a little place in southeast of where he is. And this guy next door to me, he's got 50 acres. Yeah, so I'm really not sure on that. It's going to get cool tonight, I'll bet you. Just sit out on this porch. I think you said, what? Aren't you like 36 or something, Sunnyside? You say you were 36? I'll tell you another thing too. I think from like a man's perspective, I can see how women get sick of men. It makes perfect sense to me. It's just such bullshit with guys. Oh, bow hunted. Yeah, that was big where I lived up in West Branch. But hunting is down, I think, in pretty much all states. I know Michigan was hitting the panic button about it. You know, they claim all this revenue it brings in. I don't believe it. I'm always skeptical of the revenue they claim anything brings in, whether it's a concert or a deer hunting or whatever. I don't know how they quantify these numbers. Sonny said you have a new photo. You have a new photo in your thing. You know, I've been like just going insane with this allergy medication, fexofenadine, and plus this nasal spray, and this has really helped a lot. Is that your wedding picture in your thing, LA? Oh, okay. And you know, when you get like shots like this, it just gets silent, man. Birds quit chirping. So you don't like hear any birds singing. Oh, gotcha. It's so nice out. Yeah, not every day. They were here yesterday and ate, and the day before, both babies and the parents. But not frequently. The cat's around all the time. Yeah, it's a great cat. Yeah, he's a nice cat. He's getting demanding. Get him inside. He doesn't want to go out. Beautiful cat.
Well, you guys, I think I'm going to sign off and clean off some of my camera equipment. Yeah, no, I thought that too. Yeah. I don't think it's a true feral cat. I think it was somebody's pet at one time. They just got kind of wild. Well, I hope you have a good day, Sunnyside. You have a good day, Larry. I hope you have a good day. I might come on later tonight. I'm kind of tired today. Stephanie, you have a good day. You guys party on. I don't want to miss anybody. Michael, you party. Sharon, you have a good day. If you don't hear from me again, it's because these guys shooting got drunk. They blew my head off accidentally. All right, party on, guys. Yeah, see you later.